Hello there everyone, welcome to another stream. How are you? It is that time of the week again. It is Skywalker Saga Q&A time. I'm just going to shorten it to Skywalker Saga. We all know what it is at this point. I'm not reading the whole title. The amount of seconds I probably waste saying the whole title. Unbelievable. How are you guys? We are back on the OT. One thing I want to make clear is that the midweek streams, I promised, a lot came up last week out of nowhere, so I'm going to be doing the midweek streams this week, as well as like maybe Battlefront, maybe some other Star Wars games or whatever. Minecraft, someone suggested to me. We are going to be doing some super stories, so we're probably going to get this game out of the way pretty soon, if not this week, next week, and then we'll move on to the Force Awakens. There's not been much news actually this week, but something I am seeing increasingly, and that I do want to clarify, is the game being delayed again, because obviously I got things right the first time with the delay. I predicted it in advance, which in my mind was like one of the easiest things to predict, because I broke down the situation and then people were so surprised. I saw in my comments that I thought it was going to be delayed, but I'll break down to why I think you're panicking for no reason at this time round. As the man who said the game was going to be delayed the first time round quite confidently, I don't think it is this time. But let's get into it, guys. Welcome. Mr. Maestro, Joe, Aiden, Jack, Quinn, Dan, Morgan, Matthew, Maestro, Joachim, Obi-Wan, Harold, Cowboy Max, Ryan, Jovan, welcome, Ollie, Liam, welcome, Pedrox, welcome, Turtle, Luke, how are you, Matthew as well, I think I said you Matthew, but welcome, how are you guys? Right, let's go, more gold bricks to get for me. Let's find a level that we need to do something on. We're looking good on most. If it's not the odd mini kit, we could probably do story on this and get a true Jedi. Maybe the red brick, although I doubt we'll get the red brick on story if we've not got it on free play. Questions as always. The questions get leaving those, but I'm gonna get into the situation with why I think the delay talk is a bit ridiculous. Understandable, but ridiculous. How you doing, Turtle? How you doing, Farbod? Welcome. If you're new, guys, as always, like and subscribe. Would appreciate it. Sonic, how you doing? Connor, Fire, Let's Play, Noah, Kingston, Hooded Duck, Rogues, Ice Cube. Hello, everyone. So, obviously, I have seen some stuff about the game being delayed again, and the reason I was so confident as to last time about this delay was first of all because we were already in the summer at this point, or we were just entering it. I believe we were already in the summer. And there was still no news. There was no news of even a release date, and things were pretty quiet with the pandemic and everything. I'm looking at it logically, and I'm thinking we're getting too late here for a release date. That's it in short, because I don't need to go into too much why I thought the game was going to be delayed first time round, mainly because that happened. But the second time round, look, I made a big prediction. I said that I thought we were going to get news the first week of February with the Bits and Bricks podcast being delayed. Obviously, I didn't say it was certain, but I made a bold prediction that we'd get news the first week of February with that being delayed. Also, with the fact that the Force Awakens game was marketed within the first week of February. It got its release date, first trailer, and everything. While it doesn't have to fall in line fully with that, it would make sense possibly. But the reason I'm not too worried just yet is because I have been saying for a while that I'd say it could be early to late February. I've even specifically said in some streams I was looking back March, which proves back then that I was saying March. I've always thought realistically February will be something. But bearing in mind we're on the 14th now. We'll be halfway. February's got 28 days, hasn't it? So we're technically halfway through February. Today, but we're still only halfway through February. Now, if we are at this point this time next month, which I doubt, then I would say don't be getting worried too much, but we can be a bit more cautious. But the fact that we are here exactly a month, exactly halfway through February, we're in the middle of a pandemic still, which is causing all the studios to be shut and working at home. I would say there is not much of a worry in my opinion. We've got, what, another 14 days of February left. It doesn't, so there's nothing abnormal to me about getting news this week coming. Look, I don't think there's any sufficient evidence to say we are getting news this week coming. It's going to come out of nowhere, I know that much. It could be this week, it could be next week. Then, let me check the calendar here. I'm going to get to questions as soon as I'm done explaining this, but we got all of this coming week, we've got all of the next week. Now, the week commencing after that is the 1st of March. If there is nothing within that first week of March, then I'd start to question if there was a delay. Now, I don't think there's going to be a delay, but obviously if it got to the point where there's still no release date, they can't just give a release date like a few days before the game comes out. It would get a bit ridiculous, but we have to bear in mind that it could be June 21st when this game comes out. That's like the latest possible date, really. It could be the week after that, but June 21st is like the latest possible date. So I think we've got enough time. By any means, I don't think we need to be worried about any sort of delay just yet. A second delay, because we've already had the first delay, haven't we? But yeah, anyway, we're going to get into questions now. I just thought I'd clear that up. Obviously, you don't have to believe me, but I got it right the first time with the game not being delayed, so, or the game being delayed. Sorry. So, when you break it down, I think we're good. But let's get into questions. Hello there, everyone. If I've missed you, like and subscribe if you're new. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Mordor. So anyway. Let's go. Did you guys like the demo video as well? The demo video seems to be doing very well. I'm glad that brought. I saw a lot of comments of people just saying like it's nice to get a video like this when there's not really anything new to show for anyone who didn't know what went on in that demo. So yeah. Anyway, Tyler says that the devs said capital ships would be the size of an American football in scale. How much of that do you think would be explorable? I do remember them saying something along the lines of that. And I think for the... Look, you're not going to get any of the... Look, you're not going to get the full capital ship, like every room inside the whole capital ship. Like, that's just not going to happen. Because if they spent too much time on that, then you'd never get to the rest of the game. You'd never get to all the different worlds, everything like that. But I think in every capital ship, there'll be certain areas that they make sure are available in all of them. That will be the likes of the hangar, I'd say possibly the bridge. You'd probably get some of the corridors, maybe near prison cells, stuff like that. I'd say the hangar is like a guarantee. You have to have the hangar because you've got to land in there in the first place. I'd say the reason I say the bridge of most ships is because of that being the most iconic area of maybe a Star Destroyer, for example. I'd say that's in there, but you're gonna get a lot of corridors like you do in the Battlefront capital ships. I'd say there'll be some Easter egg rooms as well. You know, the Death Star. I know Death Star's not a capital ship, but it'll probably be similar in terms of interior in a lot of places. Now, I think when you're in the Death Star, there'll be rooms like the Emperor's Throne Room, definitely, that you can explore, and there'll be little things like that catch people's eye. So that's what I'm thinking. But the way they said it would be as big as an American football stadium, it shows how much effort's going into this. When we finally do get this game, we're not going to be disappointed, are we? Would it be okay with me if the game was delayed again? I don't think it will be, but let's put ourselves in a universe that it was. It depends till what point. Now, either way, whether it's delayed 2 days to a year, now none of that's happening, but we're just being hypothetical again. Whether it was delayed like another year, I wouldn't be happy. Even if they came out and said, oh, this is to give you the best game possible, we're tweaking things, I still wouldn't be happy with the amount of time they could have said this prior, and just the fact that it's yet another delay. However, I would still be excited. I still wouldn't just say I'm not covering this game anymore, but I think it would be unacceptable in a lot of ways. Now, if it was just a delay to, let's say, from spring to summer, it still, once again, wouldn't be ideal, but I wouldn't care as much. So it depends. I don't think there's going to be a delay. And then I'm about to read the next question, and Star Wars Nate asks, will it be delayed? And I throw no shade at any of you for asking these questions, because I know it. I completely understand that you're probably all worried right now, and I just look. There's nothing to be worried about. We're mid-February. We are officially today halfway through February. You have nothing to worry about in terms of a delay. Not just that, but the fact that the LEGO official Twitter page did actually come out and say a release date is coming out soon, and they've never kind of compromised the date they've given us already. They were very certain with spring. The first release date was just 2020, not very specific. Could be any point in the year. They've been very specific with the time period, and the fact that there's been no denying that, the fact that there's been nothing from the devs now, they may not be able to talk about it, but they all seem pretty confident things are on track. I just think we should all stop worrying. I think we're going to be absolutely fine. And I see another question, if it's delayed, would I mind? Overall, I'd be a bit angry, especially if it was a long delay, but I wouldn't... nothing's gonna... You could delay the game until next year, and I wouldn't be happy, but that nothing's gonna make me just stop looking forward to it and stop covering it. It's, like I say, I don't need to tell you the story for the 500th time, but in short, it's like my childhood. The LEGO Star Wars games are my childhood, so I'm here to stay for this game. Anyway, next question. Hopefully not about the delay, but once again, I can't blame any of you. I hope Indiana Jones is playable, Jay Gree. The comments I get every week surrounding, I'd say, non-canon Star Wars characters are the two of Indiana Jones and George Lucas. Now, I think George Lucas is but a certainty, not just because of the fan requests of him, because the fans can request anything and they don't have to put it in there. But I think the fact in the Force Awakens game they put Kathleen Kennedy and they put J.J. Abrams. Now, I suppose it would make sense to put them in that game more than George Lucas. I hate to say that, because I love George Lucas much more than I like those two. But at the end of the day, they were behind the Force Awakens movie, and that game was based on one movie. Yes, it had DLCs from all the other content, but it was based on one movie. So it makes sense, but this is the Skywalker Saga now. While George Lucas isn't involved in the sequels, he's involved in the prequels and the originals, so I think it would make total sense, seeing as they're not shy to put directors and executives in their game. I think it would make total sense to see George in there. Indiana Jones is possible. The reason I say it's possible is because we know there's a new Indiana Jones movie coming out. We know there's a new game. While there's no LEGO game confirmed, it could come out of nowhere. Wouldn't surprise me. So maybe this would be their way of revealing it. How cool would that be, through a LEGO Star Wars game? Now, I think the George Lucas route is a lot more likely. And in my head, I'm thinking George Lucas is like 100% confirmed. Now, we can't 100% confirm it, but I'd say it's very likely, judging off what they did in The Force Awakens and judging off fan requests, that the maker himself will be in the game. Indiana Jones, we can only hope. That was the longest answer for such a simple question, wasn't it? No surprise. Will Cara Dune be a playable character? Now, I'm thinking yes, she will, despite what happened, because I know they've cancelled any new Cara Dune merchandise, but at the same time, and I think this will go in her favour for the Skywalker Saga. Anything that's already out there is still out there. I'm guessing they're just not going to be restocking on anything new. But in terms of her with the game, I would think she's a crucial part of seasons 1 and 2, and despite Disney and Lucasfilm not seeming to be able to do it, I think we should be able to live in a world where we can separate characters from actors and actresses, whether you like what they have to say or not. So, in that respect, I think she'll be fine. I think she'll be in the game as a character. It wouldn't destroy anything. It's like they're not going to go back on The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 and remove her, are they? Because she's part of it. So I think she'll be in there. If she's not, that's ridiculous in my opinion. But I think she will be. So yeah, and I'm still not actually too sure what she did, and it's a completely separate issue. But I do think she'll be in the game. Next question. Matthew, feel free to tell me what happened between BB-8 and Dio. I think you told me yesterday, but you can tell me again. That's fine. A Lego James Bond game? Would that be possible? It depends if Lego have the license for the James Bond. It all depends on the license. So if they acquired, if it was a license that interests Lego and they acquired it, then I wouldn't see why not. But it all depends on if they want to acquire the license, doesn't it? And so Mordor, one of the devs did actually confirm. I didn't see the point in making a whole blown video on this, but there's 800 characters. This was a few days ago. They specified, and I'm probably going to include it in a bigger video when I've got more points to talk about. But out of the 800 characters, that includes all NPCs, all variants, so like different Obi-Wans, different Anakins. So all in all, there are 800 unique models in the game. That's how it's working. Do you think there are going to be characters more powerful than others through the new combat system? I hope, because that's a big issue, isn't it? With this game, you do have clearly there are characters in this game who are more powerful than others, but it's a bit more uncommon. So, for example, Darth Sidious is a lot better than a Gonk Droid. I hate to say it. Of all characters I had to pick there, I picked the Gonk Droid. That's probably going to drive people mad. Alright, let's say TC-14. Does that make you feel better? But for the most part, all the Jedi play the same. All the blaster wielders play the same. I mean, Han Solo is like the only person who has a unique blaster in this game. Or a blaster that is accurate to his character. So I hope the new combat allows certain characters to be better than others. If you're spending, I don't know, 250,000, now these are just predictions, but if you're spending like 250,000 on Boba Fett, and then 5,000 coins or studs on TC-14, then I'm expecting Boba Fett, sorry, to be much better than TC-14. I'm also expecting Palpatine to be better than TC-14. So you get my point. We can only hope. I mean, imagine if all the characters played the same. That was still kind of an issue in The Force Awakens. You could argue most characters did play the same. Now, as for the DLC characters, they weren't the focus. Even though when you look up Force Awakens stuff, all the videos are mainly on the DLC characters, which is interesting in itself, isn't it? But yeah, I hope characters will play differently. There's around 300 characters that are going to be playable. So out of those 800, we now know the 800 are all they're all that includes NPCs, different variants, everything like that, which is fantastic. We finally have confirmation on that. But yeah, 300 of them playable. The Force Awakens had like 100. Now, you look at The Force Awakens, I don't think every character in there is going to make it into this game. So there's a lot of background characters in The Force Awakens game that I didn't even have a clue who they were. And even the Star Wars movies that I don't like so much, I really dive into researching them and try to find out as much as possible. And there was so many characters I honestly think, I'm probably wrong here, I'll admit, but I honestly think they made up half of those characters they put in the Force Awakens game. I don't think a lot of those are going to make it into the game. So I think you can already deduct a lot of, I suppose, wasted characters off the Force Awakens game. every character that has at least a line in The Force Awakens or is seen in the background for more than 3 scenes will probably be in there. But I think some will. I don't think every character is gonna make it in. I hope, because I could be wrong. As always, you always just got to specify that. 100 characters per era, it would be fair. It would be more than fair to just do it equally, wouldn't it? Do 100 characters per era, but it's around 300, so that could mean just over 300, it could mean just less than 300. Let's hope it means just more than 300. We can only hope it means just more. Phil, you raised that's the point I was trying to make. Like look, I don't mind, especially as we move into the time where pretty much anyone can have a Lego character. I don't mind we get a few background characters in there. Like, for example, I'm a huge Clone Wars fan, as I'm sure a lot of you are, but someone who doesn't watch the Clone Wars, hasn't watched it, probably doesn't care about Kit Fisto, which is a horrible thing. How could you not care about Kit Fisto? But some people don't, and it's tragic, but they don't. So to them, Kit Fisto would be a wasted slot in the game. Why the hell is he in there? But I feel a background character like him who has various scenes should make it in. And the same for the sequels. I think a background character who pops up in various scenes in the background should be a character in the game. But when we're talking about an alien that was seen in the very background of Mars's castle for one scene and then they were gone in the next... I'm sorry, I don't think they should be in there ahead of... well, I say ahead, they're just taking up a slot in general. That doesn't work for me. So yeah. I don't think the game's going to be released May 4th. I mean, I think even now... you know, the longer this... so like I said, I don't think the game's going to be delayed, but the longer we don't get a release date, I think that is the longer... it will take for the game to come out. So for example, if we just got the release date in, let's say, March, then I don't think the game would be out in April or May. If we got the release date now in February, that'd probably be the best bet for me. But I'm starting to think June, honestly. I'm starting to think June is the most realistic. Can we get that blue? No, we're gonna have to get out and do it. I'm trying to hit all the bits on the side of the buildings just to get this true Jedi. Coleman Treble's got to be in there. The only Jedi Council members I'd be a bit worried won't be in there would be, for example, Oppo Rancisis, just because maybe the tail is too much effort for them to go to, just for the sake of one character. Like Yaddle, as much as Yaddle is in the background, she's pretty easy to make. You just you look at the Yoda minifigure, you look at the Yaddle minifigure. Is there really much difference besides the hair and an outfit which is more than easy to make? Not really, so Yaddle is an easy one. I'd say Oppo Rancisis, the guy with the long tail. The other one I'd say is Yariel Poof, just because he might be too tall for all that we know. I hope he's not too tall. Oh no. Oh dear. Am I glitched? Oh no. No! No, we're good. We're good. I thought I'd have to restart. I'd say those two. August isn't in Q2 because the game is confirmed to release in Q2 via the WB Games website, which Q2 is April to June. So the quarters are the first 3 months. So January to March, April to June, and so on. You get it. I hope. I want Coleman Cadge in the game. I want Coleman Cadge, absolutely. I don't see an issue why Coleman Cadge wouldn't be in there. He seems easy enough to make. Maybe I'm speaking too soon, but I'd think he seems easy enough to make. I can't shoot that one down up there. I'm having a real bit of trouble here shooting that one down. I think I'm just going to leave it though, honestly. I mean, I hope we should have enough for True Jedi here, but I'm not sure. See you later, Brian. Thank you for coming in. Coleman Cadge is the Jedi on the Council in Episode 3 who's like behind Anakin when he's being denied the rank of Master. He's got like the upside down fish face. Knights of Ren will be in there. I mean, we know pretty much 2 of them are going to be in there because they're in some of the Lego sets that have the Play It in the Skywalker Saga logo on the back. Not only that, but thanks to the The Rise of Skywalker, the Knights of Ren are in the movie enough. You could argue not enough, but they are actually in the movie enough to count. They will definitely be in there. We have 3 likes off 100 guys as well, so let's hit that. Like if you haven't already, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Do you think R2-D2 will be able to fly? Yeah, without a doubt. I think for one, it's a universal thing, isn't it? Thanks to the early LEGO games. Not only that, but we specifically see him do it in Attack of the Clones, so there's no reason really as to why they wouldn't include they wouldn't include the flying. I don't think many mechanics will be dropped from the old games, especially in terms of fan favorite things. He's trolling. He just jumped in that last minute. If I could post the picture in the chat right now, I'd post the picture of Coleman Cadge. Admittedly, Revenge of the Sith has been my favourite film since 2005 when it first came out, and I didn't even know his name until earlier last year. So that's terrible. Killing younglings as a mission. I did say actually last stream about this that I don't know. I still, even though it's Lego figures and they're not real in terms of they're not like real people. It's not graphic or anything. I still don't know if the devs would include a mission where Anakin slaughters children. You have to slaughter as many of them as possible, just because I don't know if that sends out a good message as far as LEGO are concerned. I know it's all good fun to us, but probably not to Lucasfilm. But on the brighter side, just think of it like this. I'm not saying it's coming or it's not, but if there was ever a Star Wars game where you are going to be able to kill the younglings as Anakin, it's going to be a LEGO game because it's the least graphic and it can be the one that adds a bit of comedic value. Do I still think it's going to be in there? No. I think this was one of the best things about Star Wars not being in Hollywood back before George Lucas sold it, because I don't think, especially today, imagine if Revenge of the Sith was made today, they probably wouldn't have included that slight scene of Anakin igniting his lightsaber at the youngling, which none of us want to see Anakin kill. Well, I question if some people want to see Anakin kill kids or not. I was about to say nobody does, but I beg to differ, to be honest. But the point is that I don't even think that would make it into a movie today, which is unfortunate. Because I think it's unfortunate. Does that make me sound like a sicko? What I'm trying to say here is it adds to Anakin's downfall. It helps the story. I don't want to see Anakin kill children. I'm one of the sane people around here. I'm not going to cry myself to sleep if Anakin doesn't have a level in the game where he slaughters younglings. However, every second I go on about this more, I'm starting to think that I'm giving off the complete opposite impression. So I'm gonna stop talking about it now. Anyway. So now the topic seems to have switched to Jedi. Another thing, I've said this in the past about Jedi. Obviously, I just said then about Yariel Poof and Oppo Rancisis. I'd probably say the most likely Jedi of the Council to not be included, just because of maybe design issues of those two. But another one is Stasali Adigalia and then Evkoff Egan Kolar. Obviously, they were both meant to be the same characters, both groups of them in the movies, and then due to different actors and actresses playing them, they had to scrap that. But I don't know if TT Games, no disrespect to them, but even some of the most loyal Star Wars fans like myself weren't aware of the implications with these characters being the same until last year. So I don't know if TT Games would be aware. We might just get one or the other of those, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it'll be on their mind too much to correct something like that and get both versions in the game. I could be wrong, but we'll soon see. Will there be playable younglings? Now that's a shout. You never know. There could be playable younglings. Jet Lucas, the guy who jumps and tries to show off in front of Bail Organa and desperately fails. Poor guy. Hello JC, how you doing? Good to see you. The Mustafar hub world could be. It depends if they add anything. So if you add the Separatist outpost from Revenge of the Sith, then you've got something there. Are they going to add the rest of the outposts that you see in the Clone Wars? Because I believe it's the same one. I don't know. Are they going to add Vader's castle? Because they're at different points, aren't they, of Mustafar? Mustafar's weather and overall environment changes over time. So I'm not too sure. Vader's Castle I don't think would be a primary thing for them to put in the game just because it's a spin-off once again. We know thanks to one of the devs on Twitter that unfortunately, but that shot of Vader in the trailer where he's igniting his lightsaber in the corridor is not from Rogue One. However, they could just incorporate a mission, a bit of an objective into the first level of Episode 4 where Vader is walking down the corridor and you got to run away from him. I wouldn't complain with that. That's pretty cool. We don't have a release date yet, Paul. I've stopped making release date videos now. I'm glad the demo video for the most part. Look, I know it wasn't. I know some people. I tried to do it in the best way, in the title, to state it's a demo. It's not a new demo. It's an early demo, but at the same time do it in a way where people are going to watch the video, because I didn't want to spend all that time making that and nobody watches it. So for the most part, I say for the most part, the video's done incredible, but the main goal of that video was to just give you details I couldn't specifically show you because the people weren't allowed to record, but it was to offer, because I know most people don't know about that demo, especially who have joined since the first trailer. So the main goal of that video was to just offer some new details to people, which it seems to have done. So there's something new there for what seems to have been the vast majority who've watched that. There's a few people who'd already seen it, but yeah. I really enjoyed making that. Just imagining what was going on. And like all the Tusken Raiders shooting you down, like the way when you hit an enemy in a specific body part and they react accordingly, I think that's fantastic. That really had me hyped. Like something as simple as headshots just doing more damage. That's just a given in most games today, but in a Lego game, now I can't speak for any Lego games outside of Star Wars, but in terms of a Lego Star Wars game, that is a first, headshots doing more damage. So that really excited me when I heard that. Cheat codes we don't know about, but cheat codes, Phil, has been a big talking point of a lot of these Q&As, because I'm thinking now, because look at this, look at the codes on the back of the Lego boxes, the one for like the Emperor, the Razor Crest. They're out there. Everybody's going to have them. You don't need to buy the Lego set to get that code. Only one person needed to buy it and then put it on the internet. So those codes are already everywhere. And to anyone who hasn't got them, you can go back, watch those videos, or nearer the time, like I've said, when the game is set to release, I'm going to include them in videos a bit more, just so I know everyone can get those codes who might be struggling, who might not know how easy it is to get them. But look how those codes are everywhere now. Can they really, on day one, have cheat codes of invincibility, ×2 multiplier, provided these things are in the game? Look, I do think they're going to be in the game, without a doubt. But can they really have all that in the game on day one? I don't think they can. Can they add it in over time? I mean, you could argue it's the same situation with these games. Someone's going to get it sooner or later. Somebody can play this game legit, do everything, and then somebody can just cheat and use all the cheat codes. Not this game I'm on, actually. Thankfully, the original trilogy only has character cheat codes, no extras, and none of them work on Xbox One and backwards compatibility. Well, that's besides the point. What if there was no cheat codes until maybe 3 months after launch? So people do the game legit, they try really hard, and then all of a sudden there's these cheat codes out there, and then someone can just complete the game like that without trying. I feel like people are going to complain either way. Do you not get that feeling? So, I mean, definitely let me know your opinions on cheat codes, because I don't have a clue how this is going to work. That is probably the area of this game that I'm most intrigued to see how it works, and I'm most scared about actually failing as well. And I mean, bearing this in mind, G-Man, with IMDb, because, so you're referring to voice lines on IMDb. Let me just state with IMDb, and this is something I've had to learn the hard way, but IMDb can be edited by anyone. So don't take everything on there as confirmed. Now, do I think Darth Maul will be voiced by Sam Witwer, and... so do I think Darth Maul and Emperor Palpatine will be voiced by Sam Witwer? Yes, I do, just judging off that he voices Maul, and are they really going to get Ian McDiarmid in for a Lego game? I don't think so. So I do think he'll be voicing them, but it can be edited by anyone, so I maybe wouldn't believe every voice actor you see on there. They're probably alright. But it's like, for example, I saw a post on Reddit the other day stating that IMDb says the game is in post-production now, which I would expect anyway. Not post-production, sorry. What did it even say? I can't remember what it said. It said something about the game's production. It's completely gone from my head, actually. But I wouldn't believe that too much. It can be edited by anyone, IMDb. Right, now we got True Jedi. I mean, do I still try and I still should probably try and get all the studs so we can just get closer to the ×2 multiplier. I don't think Scarif's going to be in the game. Just because it's not a focus of the Skywalker Saga, is it? Hello, Darth Jedi, welcome to the stream. If you're new, guys, like, subscribe, as always. Do all those things. Feel free to donate, super chat, all that. Patreon, or what is it, channel member. Will the game be delayed? I spoke about this at the start, Benjamin, so I'm not going to go into too much depth just because I have a feeling most people have already heard me talk about it. But no, it won't be. It won't be. And this is coming from the guy who predicted the first delay when everybody else doubted me. I don't know how you could doubt me when it was plain and simple at that point. It was one of the easiest things to predict. But it's not going to be delayed again. If it is, I stand corrected, and I have no problem with that. But realistically, they've said spring. They've been as specific as ever, unlike they were the first time. They just said 2020. We're only midway. We are officially today halfway through February. There's 28 days in February, and I always forget that for some reason. I'm born in February, and I still forget that there's 28 days in February sometimes. It's madness, but I'm making sure I remember this time. What a big jump that was from Han Solo. Where's this red brick? I have a feeling it could be just in one of these doors. I'm excited about the random encounters. I think random encounters is going to be incredible. Just the full-on surprise attacks is going to be fantastic. 5 missions per movie with 4 open worlds to travel. Start a new mission in between. Possible. We don't know how many open worlds. We do know there's going to be 5 missions per episode, which I think works. Arcade mode, would there be one in there? I'm not sure, Mark. They haven't really stated much about an arcade mode. With that one, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think the LEGO Free Makers will be in the game. I'm not ruling it out by any means, but when the Free Makers were added to the Force Awakens game, the show was actually airing on, was it Disney XD, I believe, at the time. It was airing on TV. That show has since concluded and is no longer airing. So I think they're going to miss it. Look, I personally don't want them in the game, because I think why add characters that aren't canon? But at the end of the day, the game is still designed for kids, despite what us older players want. And with that, I am not going to say that I don't think they should be in there, because I think any character who people like in Star Wars Legends canon should be in there. I wouldn't personally put them in if it was up to me, but then again, I wouldn't want to let anyone down, so I probably would at the same time. It's not up to me, so that doesn't matter. But I don't think they're going to be in there personally, because they were trying to market the show at the time. Because I would never have known what the Freemakers was if it wasn't for the fact that I had to research, because they were in the Force Awakens game. So that's the whole goal of putting them in that game. It was to market it to people who didn't have a clue what it was. Probably not market it to someone my age group, admittedly. But yeah. I wonder if when the devs are actually making this, because they pay close attention to the community, and they must realise that a large portion of their online community are older players who played the old games. So I wonder if when they are making these games, if they do just make them in mind for children, or if they make them in mind for all ages as well. I would hope all ages, but at the same time, you have to take the primary audience as the most important. Can I do a Jar Jar Binks impression? You'll have to pay me well to do a Jar Jar Binks impression, because I don't think it's very good. So I'm not just going to embarrass myself out of the goodness of my heart. The throne room scene's going to be good. I'm not a Last Jedi fan, but I I always say, and I'd say this to anyone who maybe doesn't like the sequels, doesn't like the prequels, whatever you don't like, I've made it very clear I'm not really a fan of the sequels. However, LEGO games, different story. The devs work very hard on this stuff. They make some of the most boring parts of Star Wars movies incredible. So I am looking forward to playing The Last Jedi. Not as much as I'm looking forward to playing the prequels, but is there any episode that I'm not looking forward to playing the Skywalker Saga? Absolutely not. I think every episode is going to be a treat in its own way. With the Force Lightning, how will that work? I think Dooku and Palpatine will be the only characters who can use it, first of all. Will it just be a case of they have the lightsaber and then you press one button, they use lightning? Or will it be a case of Palpatine has different versions? The version from Return of the Jedi and Rise of Skywalker is a bit accurate, like it was in The Force Awakens, where he doesn't have a saber and then prequel version does. It depends, because if you don't give him the lightsaber in if you don't give him the lightsaber in the originals and the sequels, I suppose he can use both hands. So maybe there's different mechanics. Dooku always has a lightsaber, so maybe with Dooku it'll be a case of he just uses it on the one hand, you press a button. With Palpatine you may have the option to do either. I'm excited for episode 9. Admittedly, look, I don't want to get into... Let's talk about why I do and don't like the sequels, because I don't think that's the point of this, but I don't actually have... the only one of the sequels I don't really like is episode 8. I don't mind 7 and 9. I just don't think they're great. A bit canon destroying, but on their own, pretty good. Alright, enjoyable. But I'm excited to play all 3 of them. Mobile US, that's a good question. Why am I doing a Q&A in a game I know nothing about? Well, I'd argue I do know quite a bit about it. As would anyone, if they take into account all the facts we know. If you study on how the LEGO games work, how things are supposed to be marketed. So I'd argue I do know a bit about it. And I'd also say that's hence why people are watching. But... what do I know, I suppose, if I don't know anything? We got another gold brick right there. That's what matters, because we are now 190,000 away from the ×2 multiplier. Would you need to aim in the game? It looks like it. If you watch my latest video on the early demo from E3, where Cradmosh, who was lucky enough to play it, explained everything to me. It does look like there's an aim down sights button. You can actually aim. The screen zooms in a bit. I did not mean to press continue playing, so we'll have to watch this bloody cutscene now. But it does look like you will be aiming in the game, yeah. Aim down sights. I mean, they've confirmed aim down sights. Will you get bored if you keep having the same random encounter? I suppose that is all dependent on how many random encounters are there. How different does each encounter... how different is each encounter from one another? Are they the same ones that are just kind of on a schedule of that you get this one, then you get that one? Or are they random? Are there enough different worlds to explore to make the encounters different, so that when you maybe get the same one or the similar one, that it feels different? It all depends on that, really. If you keep going to Tatooine, always Tatooine comes into my head, and you keep going to the same spot where you know stormtroopers are going to be and you fight them as the rebels, then I suppose you are going to get the same encounter. So, it's all dependent on that. Alright. Pretty much got True Jedi in all this, haven't we? I'm not going to do the rebel attack, we'll do that off stream. Was there 200 people watching Maestro? That's brilliant. That's brilliant. The hype is here. When people say, I see a few people like, I'm not excited for the game anymore. I've been waiting too long. Of course you're excited for the game. We're all frustrated. Of course you're excited. Alright, let's get our True Jedi here on story mode for this. Imagine this scene right here, but with 10 times the graphics, probably 20 times the graphics in the new game. I can't wait to see Hoth, honestly. I think it's going to be fantastic. Fennec Shand, she's in the game, could have a sniper with a scope. If you look at, because I think Fennec Shand will be in the game. She's in the there's 2 Mandalorian character packs. And also on top of that, my point is, if you go back to the Clone Wars game, you had characters like Aurra Sing, you had Halos 3D, was he called, the assassin droid, who had scopes, who had snipers with scopes. So I think, once again, why would they get rid of features that have already happened in the past?
Happy Valentine's Day. Much love and positive vibes to everyone.
Valentine's Day,
revolving hearts.
I don't think Valentine's Day is the type of thing I don't know I'd wish my subscribers. But I appreciate you wishing it me, Ray. Thank you. I'm wishing it everyone here. The $5 donation. I do appreciate it. I don't know, I obviously wish you all a Merry Christmas. I wish you a happy birthday. But I don't know if Valentine's Day is the type of thing I'm supposed to wish my subscribers. I don't know. But I appreciate Ray wishing it to me. Right, next question anyway. Will we both get... will both Star Destroyers, Imperial 1 and Imperial Type 2? So, look, I'm not great on stuff like that. So, do you mean by that, would there be a normal Star Destroyer and a Super Star Destroyer? Or are there different types of normal Star Destroyers? You're going to have to clarify for me there. Just check invincibility's on, because it glitches so much in this game and turns itself off, so... Yeah, is there something there? No. Can you shoot that down? No? Nope, apparently not. Do you think maybe the other 2 DLCs in the leak are level packs for The Mandalorian and Rogue One? I don't know what to think of these, honestly, because the way I see it when I look at games from the past, when I research how LEGO games have worked in the past as well in general, not just LEGO games, with any game, is that you have your... So when the game was first announced at E3 back in 2019, you have your placeholder pre-order go up. There's no official pre-order that goes up, there's just a placeholder one. And they don't have to be too specific in that. But then, obviously, when we got the gameplay trailer... this year, the official pre-order went up, and in that official pre-order they have to state everything. Hence why they had to be specific with a release date. They had to say spring, because you can get away with not having a date, but you got to have a specific time. Now, in that they gotta explain if we're doing a deluxe edition, here's everything you're gonna get in that deluxe edition, which is what they did. And there's nothing of character packs in there, nothing of live service besides the character packs that are coming to the game. So it makes me think, are these, obviously I made a video on it, but are these 2 DLCs just scrapped? Are they not coming? Are they something complete? Are they like 3 DLCs you get with the game anyway that just add a bit more content on? Is that leak about the character customizer being too powerful to not be in the game at launch true, even though that we got that leak before the game was delayed, which I doubt that's true now, to be honest. So I don't know. I hope it's a Rebels and a Clone Wars character pack, but I don't know what to think of them. I definitely recommend just watching my video on it I made, because I summarised all the points pretty well in that. Matthew, leave your comment again so I can try and read it. I apologise. I get so many on these Q&As. It's so different from Battlefront. How the tides have changed. Has it gone out there? No. Oh no, we can still use it. Right, we got to be quick here. We got to jump up on top of that. Right, wait for this. Right, look. Oh, look at those skills. Right. Oh, no, Han, don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't mean to do that, because now it's going to drive out there, and we've just missed studs up there. Well done, Han. Well done. Where's Tyler? I'm not sure. I saw him at the start. He might just be busy. I'm not sure. How did BB-8 and Dio have a child, Matthew? How the hell did they mate to do that? I have no idea. The game will be open world, as far as we're aware, Shade, and that's what they've made pretty much apparent to us. Yeah, it will be. Which is very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Ah, it's free POC. How are you, free POC? What's up? Going to our next question now, anyway. You would like to fly one of those gunship landers? What's? Oh, I think I know what you mean. The gunship. So you have the Republic gunships, don't you? And you have the Republic gunships that drop the ATTEs. I think they'll be in the game in terms of maybe in the background, but I don't think they'll be in the game fully. I don't think they'll be actually playable. I think they'll just kind of be in the background. I don't think every vehicle... Look, just like you have NPC characters that aren't playable, you're going to have the same with vehicles. Not every vehicle will be playable. I don't think the game will be released on May 4th. Too coincidental. And also, if it was going to be May the 4th, I feel like they'd tell us already. I could be wrong there, but I feel like they'd just tell us, honestly. What reason would they have not to? I hate this part because of what I gotta do with C-3PO. He never cooperates. All those studs. How does the ship have... how big does the ship have to have a playable interior? All capital ships. The Falcon will have a playable interior, from what Crad told me in the demo video. However, obviously the Falcon is a lot smaller, so pretty much any capital ship. But obviously, like a Jedi Interceptor is not going to have a playable interior because there's nowhere to go in it. You just sit down. So pretty much anything that is explorable. Once again, not everything. There'll be some things that aren't, but I'd expect most capital ships to be explorable. I mean, if you got like 3 Star Destroyers that drop out of hyperspace, there's a chance that only one of them would be explorable. But that's fine because the others would probably just be the same anyway, and hence wouldn't really matter. But who knows? Maybe if 3 Star Destroyers do drop out of hyperspace at once, because I'd be a bit worried if only 1 drops out. That's some support the Empire is sending. But say 3 drop out, maybe you can choose which one you'd like to explore. That's always possible, isn't it? But we'll have to see. When do I think the trailer will drop? I still think February, honestly. Now that's not me saying this week or next week, even though they're the only 2 weeks left. It could be the first week of March, but it has to drop sooner or later. We can't just live in a world where it never drops, you know? It has to eventually. This can't go on forever. It's like we never thought we were going to get a gameplay trailer. We never thought we were going to actually get told if the game was delayed or not, and then we eventually did. Because they can't just keep this up forever and ever, and it never stops, can they? That has to eventually change. And it will, I can promise you that. I need the Skywalker Saga 2 now, but just a little more waiting. We're not going to have to wait forever. Though it'll be worth it. Even if it's not exactly how you imagined it. Because I'm not saying prepare yourself for defeat by any means, but it might not be according to plan, everything. But who's to say it'll be bad either? Who's to say those things that maybe aren't up to scratch, that you would like to be up to scratch, who's to say it don't matter anyway? We can't get this through here, can we? Right, 3PO, you gotta do your thing now and just not cooperate with me. He never cooperates. Lock on, alright, he's on. He's on. Oh, he did it first time. Unbelievable. Salacious Crumb might be play. Look, if Baby Yoda's going to be playable, Grogu. Why am I still calling Baby Yoda? If Grogu's going to be playable, if you got a Wampa playable, surely Salacious Crumb's going to be playable. He's going to be in the game. He's got to be, because he's in scenes to be in the game. Now, how would he walk? Can he walk? I'm guessing he can walk. I'm sure he's a fully capable animal. It's not like he was born into being a pet for Jabba. It's possible, obviously, but I'm sure Salacious Crumb is a fully capable animal that can fend for himself. It'll be pretty funny to see how he walks as well. If the game releases May 25th, I have to do a Jar Jar impression. Is that it? Something about release dates actually, which I think a lot of you are going to be interested in. But remember when I said I'm giving away a copy of the. This was like August. This was like June, August time. I said I'm giving away a copy of the Skywalker Saga. If the game doesn't get delayed, this is how confident I was it was going to get delayed. But if the game doesn't get delayed, I'm going to give away 2. Well, the game did get delayed, so technically I only got to give away 1. So I thought I'll make it fair. Give away 2, but since I was right, do 1 which is like member only, and then do my normal giveaway. Now, I'd love to give away more copies, but I don't have that sort of money, unless I want to go bankrupt. So there's going to be, the giveaway is going to be soon, and a little hint for the people who are here, the way in which this giveaway is going to work is going to be to do with release dates actually. So I won't reveal all, it might be pretty self-explanatory, we'll soon see, but now that is coming in a future video. It was going to be in the demo video, but I was instantly thinking with the demo video, people are going to be questioning if this is real or not within the first second of the video, so I've got to make sure quickly that I get the point across that I'm not cheating anyone out of 9 minutes of their life here, so I didn't include it in that. I've also got to make sure everything falls under YouTube guidelines as well, because they're a bit annoying sometimes with their guidelines. That seriously isn't on it? What? How? Han is a roly boy. Han loves to roll, clearly. 3PO, stand on that. Okay, lovely. Proceed, everyone. We're near the end now. We gotta get True Jedi here. We're so close. We're so close. We can't get up there, can we? Nope. Han's just another roly boy. They gave Han so many different animations in this game. And he's the only guy who actually has a blaster that looks like his actual blaster. Unbelievable, right? There it is, True Jedi. Only 40,000 from this episode. That's pretty much with every stud as well. I mean, it is free play. Oh, sorry, it is story, but still. Hello, G-Bam, how are you? Oh, Tyler is here, apparently. We just timed someone out. Connor, I saw... Why did that get removed? I think, yeah, it's because you spammed it. But I'm going to answer it anyway, because... just to clear up. So, I'm probably going to include all these things in a video, because I got quite a few points that I want to include in a video. I don't know if I have enough points. Like, none of them are worth their own video, but at the same time, I will include them in a video if there's a bigger topic, just as a little extra. I feel that works. But one of them is that when people were replying to Lego on Twitter about release dates, Lego started replying with a link to like this blacksmith set that came out. And what's weird about this blacksmith set is that the set number for it is it changes to 25th of the 3rd, 2021. Now, could that... Look, 25th of the 3rd isn't in quarter 2, is it, first of all? So you got to bear that in mind. But also, would they make it that obvious? Because replying with a set like that, people are, even though it seems like nobody would check the set number, in this day and age somebody would check the set number. So straight away that begs the question, is it just a bot? Is it just a bot getting it wrong? Because I think there was multiple replies where they did it. But secondly, it's not in Q2. Now we know the game's coming out in Q2, which is April to June, and March doesn't fall under that category. Now the WB Games website could be wrong, although I highly doubt the WB Games website is wrong. So I don't know. I don't really think it's going to be 25th of March. I think the game's coming out 25th of May, coincidentally, the 25th. But I do. I think it's coming out 25th of May. So we'll see, obviously. We'll see who's right. I would love it in March. Like, I'm not complaining if the game comes out in March, but do I actually think it's going to come out in March? No, I think the blacksmith thing was just an admin error, honestly. And nothing more than just an admin error. Let's get a Tauntaun. These lovely studs. Look at them. And a blue up there as well. I don't know where the red brick is on this mission. We've repaired the Falcon, boys and girls. Alright, another red brick there. We nearly got enough for the ×2 multiplier. What will Dio be like in the Skywalker Saga? He'll be another roly boy. Will Dio, actually, here's a good one. Will Dio have his own doors that he can activate? I think Dio, honestly, will be able to activate astromech doors. Even though he's not an astromech, I think, because BB-8 and R2 will be able to activate the same doors. BB-8's like a new and improved astromech, isn't he? You know, the Empire still used TIE fighters in times of... in the times of the First Order. There's still X-Wings, but at least they advanced the astromech units. Something advanced, clearly. What game am I talking about? I'm talking about the Skywalker Saga. The game in the title. I just pressed continue story again, stupidly. So I gotta watch this now. But like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. I would appreciate it. The characters from The Force Unleashed. Okay, so these guys I don't think are going to be in this game. If you look, Starkiller was called Vader's apprentice, so they already couldn't use the name Starkiller because there's licensing issues within Star Wars' very own games, where, like, for example, I don't know if Fallen Order characters would be able to be in the game because EA have the rights to that. So if you look at the characters who were included in the Clone Wars game, you have, like, Battle Damage Vader, which isn't specifically exclusive to The Force Unleashed. So that there already is allowable, in a way. It works. But not only that, you look at Vader's apprentice, once again, they couldn't use the name Starkiller. Why couldn't they use the name Starkiller? Well, it's easy. They're not allowed to. Now, Starkiller also was just a generic... white Lego head with black hair. Could be anyone. When you have something, so this moves into like the Old Republic category, because when you have someone like Revan, you can't just get away with, oh, it's Revan who is like, I don't know, white head, brown hair, or whatever he is. He's got a mask. He's got a mask which is exclusive to him. So characters like that might not make it in. Now, Starkiller, yeah, they might add him in as Vader's apprentice, but with him not being in the new canon, and also... Alright, the game isn't canon itself, but every character in there is probably going to be canon. And now Starkiller was, as far as I'm aware, canon when the Clone Wars game came out. He's not anymore. Whether you like it or not, I don't even like Starkiller, but I wouldn't mind him in the game, honestly. So I don't think he's going to be in there. Battle Damage Vader you can get away with, because it's not like an exclusive thing. I think Helmetless Vader, the one that's on the cover of the deluxe edition in North America, I think that one will be playable. here's I Love You, I Know. And there's the poor Bespin Wingard. We get to see him die in this scene. Such a tragic scene. I'm trying to read questions, J-Bam, and all I see is you in the chat. How many comments have you left? And none of them are questions. None of them. Am I worried if characters will play uniquely? I'm not worried about too many. I think some can get away with it. I'm not bothered if Kiadimundi and Kit Fisto play the exact same. Why do I always bring up Kit Fisto? I do love Kit Fisto, admittedly. Maybe that's why. But I'm not bothered if certain ones play the same. But I'm hoping, like, for example, Boba and Jango are unique. All the Sith Lords are unique in their own way. Anakin doesn't play like Obi-Wan. Obviously, there are going to be similarities. I'm fine with similarities. But I am hoping for their own uniqueness. I think one of the best things that modern LEGO games have done is add some uniqueness to characters, but I don't think they've fully mastered it yet. Whether they've mastered it in the new games, we'll have to wait and see. Which I think is definitely possible. They could have mastered it by now. Lobot will be in the game. Lobot will definitely be in the game. He's prominently in the Bespin scenes, isn't he? So he's got to be in there. All the way, Lobot will be in there. People actually make fun of the way I say it. It's Lobot, isn't it? And I say Lobot. I apologise. I apologise for my pronunciations. Right, Boba escaped. I'll tell you. Anything else in here? Nope. Everything, guy, welcome. Terra Sanube. Who's Terra Sanube again? Just remind me who that is. I actually can't seem to think who that is. We're gonna reach that top one, are we? No, we do. All these studs we're getting. We should have this level covered too if we can actually shoot up there. The next question anyway. This will probably be the last level of the stream. We're 2 likes off 150 as well. Let's get it, guys. Would appreciate it. Dooku or Maul? For me it's a tough one out of them both, but I'd say Maul. Just Darth Maul. Just. Do you think there'll be the arrest for the Chancellor in a level? Yeah, I do. Whether it's a bonus level, because we know there's going to be bonus levels that don't follow the normal 5 missions. Whether it's one of those or whether it's actually within the 5 missions itself, I think without a doubt. The level I'd say that has the most chance of missing out in the Skywalker Saga is Yoda versus Palpatine. I don't think it will. I honestly think Yoda versus Palpatine will make it in the game. But I'd say there's more chance of that one missing out, personally, than Palpatine versus Windu. I think Palpatine versus Windu will make it in. All the way, I do. What will Sith Troopers be like? Oh, I forgot Sith Troopers even existed, you know. They're gonna be cool. I mean, I hope we get the Sith Troopers, the Jet Sith Troopers. Even those like Death Star looking troopers that have like the red helmets, they'd be cool. Like the Emperor's guards that are like Sith Troopers as well. I think we can all agree Snoke had the best guards. But what will it be like? I hope unique. I'm not expecting every blaster character, especially troopers, to be unique in every way, but I'm hoping to a degree they are. Now, in what way will these things be unique? I don't have every answer for you. It could be, characters could have different health, they could have different abilities. We don't really know too much about this. I think this is one of the main reasons people are getting a bit worried in terms of gameplay, because there's so many things we aren't yet aware of, which we probably should be aware of like that. I think at this point I should be able to give you somewhat of an answer to that question, and I really can't because we just don't have those types of details right now. Royal Guards will be in the game, and I wonder if they'll still feature in the Sidious mission in episode 6, or if will get cut out. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, won't we? Hello, Star Wars What If? How are you? Good to see you. The Rebels finale. I like the Rebels Season 2 finale. You know, it'd be a big miss if we don't get Rebels characters in the game. It really would be a big miss. I hope they change that. I know the show is over, but come on, we don't just have to add things from shows that are current and on right now, do we? Do we, TT Games? I mean, it's probably not up to them. It's probably up to Lucasfilm themselves, isn't it? Reckon you can freely roam between planets, or you'll have to. In my demo video, it was made pretty specific that yeah, you can roam between the planets. The only thing that's a bit concerning is that it looks like you may get a cutscene before you arrive on the planet, which maybe is inevitable. Even on next gen, maybe it's inevitable. And even if it's not inevitable on next gen, I suppose they still got to cater to Xbox One and PS4. Especially with stock just being still out of those. I found out that I might not get an Xbox Series X until June, which is tragic. But it is what it is, isn't it? There's nothing in here. I'm just going to go back and check some of the doors that there's no extra studs that we've missed. Got the crew with us. We got C-3PO limping. If you watch my 5 hints video from the developers. So many videos. I really did bring out the consistency this year, you have to admit. I was doubted, but I really did bring back the consistency anyway. If you watch my 5 hints videos, you will know that at E3 2019, James McLaughlin, one of the developers, did confirm that you can play as C-3PO's head or body. Now, sorry, legs or body. Now, how the hell do you play as C-3PO's body if he's got no legs? I want to know that. Maybe you're just in a still position. Maybe that's it. But I found that really intriguing. And that was something I've really seen mentioned in the chat. So that's why I put it in the video. Everyone was shocked by that. Like, there's always a part, like, everybody was talking about... everyone was talking about C-3PO again, actually, with the demo video in the comments. The translation that C-3PO can perform. It's nice to see people are excited for C-3PO. Because I honestly think, with the way they're really hyping this guy up, with all these different things he can do, he can translate, you can play as the body or the legs. I honestly do think C-3PO is going to be one of the first characters I play as in the game, without a doubt at this rate. I don't see how it can be any different. The man's going to have so much you can do with him. Maybe in episode 9 you'll even be able to use him with the bowcaster. How cool would that be? That would be epic. That would be truly epic. What? Next question anyway. Just fantasizing about C-3PO. Oh man. We need a release date. That's what we do. Need a release date. We need a bloody release date. When are we gonna get a release date? When are we gonna get one? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm hoping eventually we do get one. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's gonna be within the next 2 weeks. It must be. It has to be. Say it has to be. That is not confirmation. Because it might not be. I mean, G-Man, you may have a point there, and welcome to the stream as well, but you may have a point. If we can play as C-3PO's legs and body, can we play as Anakin's body? Or most of all, can we just crawl around as Anakin? You never know. You never know. Imagine a plot twist. While Palpatine is on his way to rescue Anakin, Anakin just crawls away and manages to get in a ship himself and escape as a burnt crisp. Now that would be a plot twist and a half, wouldn't it? That would be fantastic. Leia can't go under this. Yep. Silly me. Chewie, come here. The fact that Chewie can do it, but Leia can't. The way they just gave Leia slave Leia hair in this. Clickbait, guys, I'm used to the clickbait comments. God, I can't believe I still have to go into this today. Oh, mini kit. That is a big one I missed. God, how did I not even know? I missed it on free play. I missed it on free play. I'm starting to think, because on a lot of these missions, I got like, I'm on 8 or 9 out of 10. Most I've got 10, but on some I'm on 8 or 9. And this one I'm on 7. And I'm just thinking, like, I've done this level on free play, we scoured the whole area. How the hell? How the hell am I on 7? And there's one right there. Come on, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. What was I saying? Clickbait. No, I've stated this a long time before, because there's a big difference, guys, between misleading and clickbait, because everything, in my opinion, from what I see of the definition of it, any thumbnail that looks good and entices somebody to click it is clickbait, because you're baiting someone in with an epic thumbnail, and the thumbnail always looks better than the actual video, doesn't it, in most parts. But it's when you mislead your audience that I have a bit of an issue with, and you know, you could argue we've all done it, we've all made mistakes, but when you get the clickbait comments, I'm used to it. I can take them all day. I don't mind. But we got plenty more. We got plenty more videos. Trust me. There's a little series I've been, I suppose, making the concepts for actually within the last 2 weeks. Now this is a series that can't release until Skywalker Saga releases, because I need gameplay to do it. But there's a little series I've been working on which I'm very excited to showcase once the Skywalker Saga is here. So there's that, and they're gonna. Why is this relatable? I'm just saying it's probably gonna have some very juicy thumbnails, but that look a bit different from the ones you're currently getting. But we'll see anyway. Welcome back, Brian. Good to see you. Yeah, I know if you're in the UK, it's half term this week, isn't it? So hope you all have a nice week off, guys. Gonna try and stream a bit more. So if you're ever bored, which is, I suppose that if you are in the UK as well, probably very easy to be bored this half term, because I suppose most of you are at home anyway, aren't you? So there's going to be a few more streams this week. Now that doesn't mean like 47 streams. It means like an extra 1 or 2. But yeah, I had to turn it off in-game music, yeah, because of copyright. I remember the Ali theme song meme. God, I even included that in a few videos back in the day. That was everywhere. What's the meme right now? I don't actually. What's like the meme right now that I could include in a video? I'm trying to think. Is there one? Is there a meme right now? No. Because I'm always open to doing a bit more editing, including them in videos, but I don't know if there's any meme. Right, free POC, we gotta get you over there. How are we gonna do this? We're gonna shoot that up there. With all those studs, lovely. Right, free POC, come on. Next Battlefront stream this week, maybe. Out of nowhere. It's not that I've got this desire to play the game out of nowhere. I don't mind playing it for an hour, but we're just gonna do it here and there. See how it goes. So maybe I'll probably do one this week, considering a lot of people off school. Let's hope the game doesn't freeze at this part. We know what it's like for freezing at this part. It's never fun, but if it happens, it happens. It's not going to change the outcome of anything, apart from maybe delaying my completion a bit. Can we shoot up there? I don't think we're going to be able to get those top ones, are we? Oh no, we did. It could just be because we're leaving it short here. That's the thing. So I feel like I do need to actually hit these top ones. If we had a bounty hunter, we could just throw a detonator and we'd get it done pretty easily, but we don't have the advantages of detonators right now. Anyway, next question. My most commonly said phrase in these streams is probably, okay, next question, when I know I'm getting sidetracked. I saw the Empire is pretty chill one, actually. I didn't find it funny, but maybe I just don't get it yet. Maybe I'm yet to get it. The amount of memes that I don't find funny at first, and then I give it some time, and I'm obsessed with them. But by that point, no one else is. That's the type of thing we're dealing with here. Oh, no, didn't mean to shoot that. Come on, give me these studs. So, what is the Empire's pretty chill from, or is it just a made-up meme? No, I didn't mean to hit that again. Right, let's do all the low-down ones, so we maybe stop hitting them from a distance. Right, we gotta hit True Jedi. We gotta get True Jedi here. And hopefully get the ×2 multiplier. We got one. We hit one. Which one did we hit? If we come back a bit, we seem to be hitting them. Hello, Dio. How to download the beta of the Skywalker Saga? There is no beta. Well, there is, because I covered it in the demo video. So there is some sort of beta out there, but is it open to the public? No. Which it would have been cool, especially with the delay, if they'd been allowed to publicize that demo beta that Crad obviously got to play, that I spoke about in the video. But nothing on that. Nothing on that yet. So I doubt we're going to get... Honestly, we're probably going to get a lot more of a compact demo. That one in itself, there's a reason a dev was playing it and the players weren't allowed to play it, probably because there's not much going on with it. It was essentially a very slow-paced demo. Yeah. Why'd you call him Darth Binks? Cradmosh is responsible for a video that's gone down very well, and it made a lot of people happy in the comments. Like I said, you always get a few people who I knew a few people who weren't going to be impressed by it because they'd interpret it as what it's not. But that's expected. But the vast majority, it seems to have brought a lot of hope to them. They really enjoyed what was seen, even though we didn't get to see any of it ourselves. Do you have any cool LEGO sets? Yeah, I have the Republic gunship from like 2013. I had more, but I sold most of them. Mainly because I don't really collect physical LEGO anymore. I didn't have enough room either. I haven't watched WandaVision. I probably should. I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, but I do want to watch it. I probably will watch it. Would there be a mini kit just hiding in here? Because we are still 2 down, and I have not really any idea where they could be. This isn't the complete saga, Mayo. This is the original trilogy. Which, in a way, I feel like the graphics are better on this. I suppose it is technically the same game as the complete saga, just less missions, but still. Shut that down. When does WandaVision finish? Because I'm pretty sure, and I got no confirmation of this, but I'm pretty sure when WandaVision finishes, the Bad Batch is going to start. Now that's another thing, don't worry, this won't be what's holding the game back, but we kind of do need to see the Bad Batch for them to release the character pack, just in case any of the characters are ones we don't know about yet. I would guess most of them are just, you know, the 5 Bad Batch members, Fennec maybe, that black clone trooper, that looks pretty cool, honestly, I forgot the name of it. So WandaVision's got 3 weeks. I think that works out nicely for the Bad Batch to come out. We'll see though, obviously, won't we? Right, the bridge is up. Bridge is up, boys and girls. Guys, like and subscribe if you haven't already, because we're going to be ending after this. So any final questions, get them in the chat as always. Make sure to like and subscribe. Oh, is the Falcon show coming out? If they could have two... If Disney Plus really wants to do well, they got to have more than just one show from either Marvel or Star Wars on at the same time. They can't just put the one on. Plus, The Bad Batch is an animated show, and it's still going to have a huge audience, but it does wipe out a select audience who won't watch animated things and just care about the things with real-life actors, live-action stuff. Thank you, Brian, for liking the video. I do appreciate it. Thank you. And that's another level complete. I like DC. Sorry, I like Marvel a bit. I'm not over keen on DC. I'm not like a huge Marvel fan. Is Lando going to have a rocket launcher in the next game though in the Skywalker Saga? That's the question. Because he whipped that one out of nowhere. Well done. We got Lando's not wearing Han's clothes, and Leia's in her episode 4 outfit now, even though she wasn't 2 seconds ago. How big of a role is Finn going to have in the game? Well, I'd argue any character will have a bigger role in a game, because you're going to spend more time with them back and forwards on Lego missions, but the devs have just said that they didn't feel Finn got enough screen time, or enough character development in general, in the sequels, which I think most people can agree with, and then they're gonna put that right. They said, "Time to make things right." Isn't that the first line of The Force Awakens? Can we get 200 likes, guys, before it finishes? We're 20 away. I don't know. It's a bit of a push, but if everybody here liked who hasn't already, we may be able to. What hair will Leia have here now? She's still got the wrong hair. Unbelievable. And she's in the wrong outfit. This medical droid was supposed to be a playable character. I saw it in the files. Surprised. It looks so cool, especially for the time the game was made. So shiny. I'm gonna get striked for this music. I love this ending though. Because I feel many people don't talk about the ending of Episode 5, like the actual ending scene. It is a bit of a boring one in comparison to the others, but it's got some lovely music. Lovely. We don't want to play that music. Will there be an Order 66 level? It's possible. Will it be the same one as Yoda and Obi-Wan going back to the temple? I don't know. I think if they did do one, it would be with Anakin. As we don't always have to play as the so-called good guys, do we? I like to make that clear, and I hope TT Games know that as well. Alright, we got the ×2 multiplier now, boys and girls. Wonderful. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Right, can we get any others? Self-destruct, don't mind if I do. Don't have enough money for that, old studs. So it's just pretty much the other multipliers now. I'm sure there's a few others, but yeah. We've got all these, haven't we? And we still got to get the Force Ghost, which we now should be able to do a bit easier, but we got out here and we got most of the extras. So Fast Force, Tractor Beam, we already had that. Score ×2, Self-Destruct, Super Zapper, Super Ewok Catapult, which won't really matter if we don't go back on this mission, and I just turned Infinite Torpedoes off. But let's test out the multiplier. So it's only the ×2 one, but still. Yeah, let's go. Look at that. That's already going up so much faster. We'll just see how many studs we can accumulate from being out here. Look at that. We're moving up. Alright, now we really got things going for the future streams. Now we're really going to get things going. Can we get 100,000 before the stream ends? This is going to be perfect. Ah, Crad is here. Hello, Crad. Guys, if you haven't checked out Crad Mosh from the latest video, you've got to do so. The demo video is doing fantastic. All thanks to his wonderful assistance with that. I brought that point up actually though, Crad. The Jedi are technically evil as well, aren't they, in the prequels, so... From a certain point of view, as Obi-Wan would say. That was a terrible impression. You could argue a lot of the missions are as the bad guys. But yeah, we're going to be doing some midweek streams, guys. Probably a Battlefront stream here and there. We're going to be doing these super stories, which is going to be fantastic. And then we'll eventually get all these gold bricks, we'll get the stud fountain, we'll complete the game, we move on to The Force Awakens. Even though I have completed it way before I started streaming. Well, I was streaming at the time, but we were just doing Battlefront then. I don't know why I never streamed the LEGO The Force Awakens game, I have no idea. Or did I think I had streaming issues at the time. I didn't have my PC that I have now at the time, so I don't think I could stream. Oh, we got 200 likes, thank you. I had no idea. That we'd shot up there. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Make sure you've also subscribed, because there should be a Lego Star Wars video out in the next few days. I'm getting close to 39,000 subscribers. Obviously, I hit it once before. Then I went on my little break, and also Lego news wasn't fantastic. So second time. Hopefully we can hit it. Hopefully we stay on it this time. I'm not going to get my hopes up. But we'll see. We're almost there. Battlefront, that might not be Saturday. Hopefully Wednesday will be the next stream. I'd guess Wednesday. Whether that's going to be Battlefront or whether that's going to be LEGO Star Wars Super Story, I don't know. But depending on which one it is, the one after that will be the one that it wasn't. So if it's Battlefront, the next one will be a Super Story on LEGO Star Wars. If it's a Super Story on LEGO Star Wars, the next one will be Battlefront. We'll be back on Sunday as always with the Q&A. So unless we get loads of news this week and I can't stop making videos, there should be 2 more streams before the next Q&A. Thank you, Brian, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed. Let's do our active users. Thank you, Willie, Will, Wilden, so many W's, Tyler, Dioff, Mr. Maestro, Matthew, Sully, Crad, Kevin, Wang, Kevin Klein, Kileo, Jonathan, Jedi, Skywalker, Jack Carroll, Hybrid, GV, Shepardo, Gray, G-Man, George, Darth Vader, Dan, Brian and Adam. Thank you for watching, guys. Tyler, Matthews, I think you are there. You're not showing up in it because you're not typing, but you are here. I still can't think of a name. Thank you, G-Man, obviously. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. I appreciate the support. And yeah, see you all on Wednesday, hopefully.